Miller's son, Dean Miller, Jeannie Pruitt, Del Reeves, Marty's son, Ronnie Robbins, Johnny Russell, George and Tammy's daughter, Georgette, disc jockey, Smokey Smith, Conway's son, Michael, Billy Walker, Charlie Walker, Hank's daughter, Jett Williams, and Faron's son, Robin. Now let's get started. Here's Bill Anderson.
Roy Clark.
Yes.
Good to see you. Not exactly a young'un, but welcome to the young'un show.
I'm not exactly what? I said a while ago I feel like either a daddy or a junior. Everybody here is either the sire of or the offspring of.
I think we need a song out of Roy Clark.
Why are you picking on me? I put my pick up.
Well, pull your pick back out.
Well, all right, then y'all feel free to join in, because here in recent years it's gotten higher and higher. I always started to sing the other one again. How does it start, Bill?
I reached
my arms and I touched you.
Do what? That's not the one I was gonna do. That's another thing that happens when you're a legend. I reached out my arms and I touched you with soft words. I whispered your name. I had your love on the tips of my fingers, but that was as close as I came. My eyes had a vision of sweet lips yielding beneath my command. I had your love on the tips of my fingers, but I let it slip right through my hands. But I let it slip right through my hands. Somebody took you when I wasn't looking, and I should have known from the start that it's a long, long way from the tips of my fingers to the love hidden deep in your heart. To the love hidden deep in your heart. I had you right on the tips of my fingers, and I let you slip right through my hands. Yes, I let you slip right through my hand.
Oh, yeah. When we return, Roger's son, Dean Miller, and Conway's son, Michael Twitty. Another country's family reunion first. What's a reunion without kids? Well, tonight, we have the kids of some very special legends. Conway's son, Michael.
Hello, darling.
Faron's son, Robin.
Hello, Walls.
Marty's son, Ronnie.
The West Texas town of El Paso.
Roger Miller's son, Dean.
Old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack.
Hank Williams' daughter, Jett.
Hey, good looking.
George and Tammy's daughter, Georgette.
In apartment number 9.
Hawkshaw Hawkins and Gene Shepard's son, Hawkshaw Jr.
Just call lonesome 77203.
And of course, our country's family reunion regulars. On tonight's show, we pay special tribute to the fathers and mothers of these talented youngins. Over 6 hours of stories and songs from the legends of country music. Songs sung by the friends of the late great artist. All of this captured on this 4-volume video series. Tonight is the first time you can order these tapes on TV. When you order all 4 tapes for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling, we will send you a 5th tape absolutely free. It contains stories and behind-the-scenes interaction not available on the other 4 videos. If you could buy these tapes individually, it would cost $99.75, but tonight, when you buy 4, you automatically receive the 5th tape absolutely free. And when you order tonight, we will include a full-color brochure that has pictures and information about the artist featured on the videos. All of this for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling. To order, call the 800 number or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now for the new Country's Family Reunion video series, The Young'uns. Call now. Roger Miller's young'un, Dean Miller.
I love that story about, they asked him how he got started in the business, and he said, I took a piece of string and wound it around my belly button and went, woo, that's how I got started.
It's wonderful. Does your mind work that way? I mean, are you as off the wall as he was?
I can turn it off when I need to. I don't think he could. But,
He couldn't. I
Yeah.
met him when he was about 19 years old. He was in the Army down in Atlanta. We became instant friends, and he helped open a lot of doors for me in Nashville.
I saw him on the streets of Nashville one morning and just happened to pass him. He walked up to me and he said, you know, Bob, all the world's a stage, and I've lost my script.
Are you the only child of Rogers that is pursuing a career?
yeah, it's funny. He had 7 kids from 3 marriages, and I'm the only one that I got the name and the face and the music and the whole thing. Nobody else plays music in the family.
Dean, you do us a song.
When I was a little boy, my dad wrote a song for me. It was kind of a Christmas present, and I'll do a little bit of it here. It's called Old Toy Trains. Old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? And close your eyes, listen to the skies. All is calm, all is well. Soon you'll hear Kris Kringle and the jingle bells, bringing old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? And then when I was a little bit older, I wrote a song for my dad, and it goes like this. My father was good to his oldest child. He taught me to see through his eyes, how to look to the future, how to learn from the past, how there's always some truth in life. When I was a boy, I stood in his shadow, turning my back to his words. But by the time I was older and becoming a man, I was amazed at how much he had learned. I'm always running, and I'm always walking, but I never end up alone. 'Cause the further I run, the closer I come to standing in my daddy's shadow. You know, life is a highway with dangerous curves and lessons around every bend. And if it weren't for my father and the things that he taught me, this road might have come to an end. But I'm always running and I'm always walking, but I never end up alone. Because the further I run, the shadow. I'm always running, I'm always walking, but I never end up alone. 'Cause the further I run, the closer I come to standing in my daddy's shadow. To standing in my daddy's shadow.
That's great, Dean. That is absolutely wonderful. You got a lot of your dad, didn't you?
Yeah.
Conway's fans were primarily the women. The women loved Conway. Tell the story, because he used to laugh about this. Tell the story about the time that he did not realize he was playing for a convention and there was no women in the audience, there was just men. And the lights were out and he could not see in the audience.
He had gotten to the point where he opened the show with Hello Darling, you know. Of course, they would introduce him, Conway, Twitty, and he'd walk out, of course, applause and everything, and then the music would stop. And he'd point like my first couple rows and say, "Hello, darling." Of course, women would scream, you know. And this night he walked out, and of course everything, lights screaming, and the band stopped. And he pointed the first couple rows and said, "Hello, darling." You could have heard a cricket chirp, you know, nothing. And it threw him so bad he forgot the words. Now, he wrote the song, but he forgot the. He just said, "Just stop. Something's wrong somewhere. Turn up the lights. Something's wrong." And Dad said they turned them lights up, and I swore to God I could see nothing but old bald-headed men sitting all over. I said, "My God, where's the women?" And he told the guys, "What, you know?" But I'm sorry. I'm used to screaming and hollering when I do that song. They had a big laugh about it, but that's a true story.
I think it would be a good time to have Michael Twitty sing, but since you haven't actually had a chance, you hadn't rehearsed with the band yet, have you? Actually,
We can do Hello, Darling.
okay. Do we scream when you say hello, darling?
Only the ladies,
Just
not
the
you,
women.
Bill.
All right, the women scream.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you. Yeah. It's been a long time. You're just as lovely as you used to be. How's your new love? Are you happy? Hope you're doing fine. Just to know it means so much to me. What's that, darling? How am I doing? I'm doing all right, except I can't sleep, and I cry all night till dawn. What I'm trying to say is I love you, and I sure do miss you, and I'm so sorry that I did you wrong. Look up, darling, let me kiss you, just for time's sake. Let me hold you in my arms just one more time. Thank you, darling. May God bless you, and each step you take bring you closer to the things you seek to find. Goodbye, darling. I gotta go now. Gotta try to find a way to lose these memories of your love so warm and true. And if you should ever find it in your sweetheart to forgive me, come back, darling. I'll be waiting for you. Think about it, darling.
Still to come, Marty's son Ronnie Robbins and El Paso.
Ronnie, your dad was, my goodness, he was so many things. He was a songwriter, a great song stylist, performer. At the Grand Ole Opry, legendary for staying out there until the show would end at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. He'd still be there singing, and 2 or 3 in the morning, he'd be out there signing autographs.
He just liked attention.
Your dad never really liked to do television.
No, because unless now he would have loved this. He would have absolutely loved this because the tape's rolling and the cameras are invisible. You know, what he hated doing more than anything was getting a roll going and things just going really well, and then Ralph Faron would say, "Stop tape," you know, and then he had to go back and start over 5 minutes later, and you know, and his energy level peaked and valleyed so much that you know, it never could be a live show to him.
Bobby Lord's got an old Marty Robbins song he wants to share with us.
That I recorded, incidentally. How many people in this room recorded a Marty Robbins song?
I recorded a Ronnie Robbins song.
Oh, Ronnie Robbins. Oh, okay. That's close enough. That's close enough. All right, hit me an E there, Mr. Katz. We're traveling down 2 different roads in worlds so far apart. You want me, yet there's something else before me in your heart. You wanting me to change my life the way you live your own. Oh, but either take me like I am or I'll go on alone. Either say you want my love or take the way you live. Remember though, before you get, you've got to learn to give. So if it's changed my life or go, then go it's gonna be. 'Cause I can't change my life when you want something more than me. Pick it now. Well, we're traveling down 2 different roads in worlds so far apart. You want me, yet there's something else before me in your heart. You wanting me to change my life the way you live your own. But I can't change my life and I'll go on alone. Yeah, I'll go on alone. Well, it was something like that.
That was Marty's theme song at the Opry for a long time.
Yeah, it was.
Remember, he used to sign on and sign off with that. Sing El Paso.
We'll give it a try. I don't have any harmony here, so
You got a bunch of harmony.
See, that's what. See, I want. Did you see how that worked? That worked pretty well.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rose's cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl. Blacker than night were the eyes of Felina, wicked and evil while casting a spell. My love was deep for this Mexican maiden. I was in love, but in vain I could tell. One night a wild young cowboy came in, wild as the West Texas wind. Dashing and daring, a drink he was sharing with wicked Felina, the girl that I love. So in anger I challenged his right for the love of this maiden. Down went his hand for the gun that he wore. My challenge was answered in less than a heartbeat. The handsome some young stranger lay dead on the floor. Just for a moment, I stood there in silence, shocked by the foul, evil deed I had done. Many thoughts raced through my mind as I stood there. I had but one chance, and that was to run. Out through the back door of Roses I ran, out where the horses were tied. I caught a good one, it looked like it could run. Up on its back and away I did ride, just as fast as I could from the West Texas town of El Paso out to the Badlands of New Mexico. Back in El Paso, my life would be worthless. Everything's gone in life, nothing is left. It's been so long since I've seen the young baby. My love is stronger than my fear of death. I saddled up and away I did go, riding alone in the dark. Maybe tomorrow a bullet will find me. Tonight nothing's worse than this pain in my throat. And at last here I am on the hill overlooking El Paso. I can see Rose's cantina below. My love is strong and it pushes me onward. Down off the hill to Felina I go. Off to my right, I see 3 mounted cowboys. Off to my left, ride a couple or more. Shouting and shooting, I can't let them catch me. I have to make it to Rose's back door. Something is dreadfully wrong, for I feel the burning pain in my side. Trying to stay in the saddle, I'm getting weary, unable to ride. But my love for Felina is strong, and I rise where I've fallen. Though I am weary, I can't stop to rest. I see the white puff of smoke from the rifle. I feel the bullet go deep in my chest. From out of nowhere, Felina has found me, kissing my cheek as she kneels by my side. Cradled by 2 loving arms that I'll die for, one little kiss and Felina, goodbye.
You won't want to miss the young'uns of George and Tammy and Faron Young when we return. Tonight, the young'uns tell stories on their famous fathers. Michael talks about the famous Conway growl.
Dad was in the studio recording, and he never had done that, and he started singing, I believe the song was Only Make Believe the first time he did it. And he came out of there, and his producer said, What's that growl thing you were doing, Dad? I don't know, it just happened. You want me to go redo it and leave it out? And the guy said, no, get back there and do some more of it. Dad said, I went there and growled my way through a whole album. Been doing it ever since.
Ronnie talks about his dad's insomnia.
He was just an insomniac.
He was. Mama said that was because the first time he ever worked the Opry, when he was invited in 1952 sometime, he drove from Phoenix to Nashville straight, did the Opry, and drove straight back because he still had a job he had to get back to. And she said he never slept after that. He never slept right, you know. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I'm sure, you know, it didn't help. But
maybe got some help from Roger.
Well,
leave it to the young'uns to tell it all. They sing the songs, they share the stories, they laugh about the good times and shed tears over the rough times. On these videos, they get to share the lives of their fathers and mothers who just happen to be country legends. Tonight is the first time you can order these tapes on TV. When you order all 4 tapes for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling, we will send you a 5th tape absolutely free. It contains stories and behind-the-scenes interaction not available on the other 4 videos. If you could buy these tapes individually, it would cost $99.75. But tonight, when you buy 4, you automatically receive the 5th tape absolutely free. And when you order tonight, we will include a full-color brochure that has pictures and information about the artist featured on the videos. All of this for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling. To order, call the 800 number or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now for the new Country's Family Reunion video series, The Young'uns. Call now.
Georgette Jones, daughter of Tammy Wynette and George Jones. We've already found out that you're not a professional entertainer, but I didn't know until a minute ago you don't even live in Nashville now.
No, I live in Alexander City. It's about an hour southeast of Birmingham.
In Alabama. Mm-hmm. Mama was from Alabama, right?
Right. I mean, she was born in Mississippi, but right on the state line, so 5 minutes from Alabama, and she kind of lived in both places, so she claims Alabama's home, too.
But you do sing?
Yes. Sometimes.
Well, you said the karaoke thing a while ago. Do you do Mama's songs, Daddy's songs, your own songs?
I do kind of a variety of things. I like Patty Loveless and Pam Tillis and a bunch of other people. I like to sing a lot of different things, but I do some of Mom's and 1 or 2 of Daddy's, not that many. So.
Once he sung them, they've pretty well been sung, haven't they?
Right, right.
Of course, the same could be said for Tammy as well. Can you do apartment number 9?
Just follow the stairway to this lonely world of mine. You'll find me waiting here in apartment number 9. Not so very long ago, you walked away from me. Decided to be free. Loneliness surrounds me without your arms around me, and the sun will never shine in apartment number 9. I keep waiting in this lonely room, just in case you change your mind. You'll find me waiting here in apartment number 9. Loneliness surrounds me without your arms around me, and the sun will never shine in apartment number 9. No, the sun will never shine in apartment number 9.
That's great. We got the young'uns here today, the offspring of a lot of country music legends. Robin Young, Faron Young was his dad. I guess everybody in this room worked with Faron. We knew him. We can all tell Faron Young stories. Are you Faron's oldest
Second oldest.
Second oldest.
You know, I've always heard that you can't swing a dead cat in this town without hitting somebody who can tell you a Faron Young story.
I'm sure everybody in here's got a Faron Young story.
This is a quickie. I'm downstairs, just got out of the pool. We had an indoor swimming pool. Oh, it was a beautiful place. And I'm laying down, just got out of the pool, and he came down and said, Merle, a couple of gnat blowers up there to see you. I said, gnat blowers? I said, oh, okay. Thought it was a figure of speech. I went upstairs, and there was two guys, and they had little gnats, just like in a cartoon, little gnats all over their faces. And they said, hey, Merle, you and Faron need a little yard work? I said, no, we do our own, thank you. Couple of gnat blowers.
Okay,
Did they
follow
ever
that.
come by your house, Bill?
Oh, you're crazy.
Oh, too much. Way too much.
Her hose is gone.
Go home.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Man,
Oh, Lord.
whenever Faron wasn't imbibing, he was one of the most kind-hearted people that you'd ever want to meet. And I've watched him give more musicians in this town a helping hand than almost anybody that I know. He had a big heart about him.
He certainly did. Robin, you're doing some singing. We've worked some things together. I don't think you look a lot like your dad. You're a good bit bigger than he is, but boy, when you want to,
Well,
you
that
sure
peed
can.
him off, too, I can tell you.
Open a can of worms.
When I was 13 years old, I was bigger than Dad. And I came in with a bad report card one day, and he had raised us to where we said yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am. You didn't ever say what or huh. It was always, I beg your pardon. And I had this bad report card, and he was getting on me. And every time he talked, I'd stand up out of the chair, and he'd go, sit down, boy. And he'd sit me back down. I'm telling you, your grades better come up. I'd stand up, sit down, boy. And he kept pushing me down, and I couldn't understand. Finally, I got back up, and he said, will you quit standing up? I ain't going to look up at you to chew your butt out.
The point I was making about this is while you don't necessarily look like your dad, you sure can sing like him and sound like him when you want to. Do us some Faron Young music.
Okay. We're going to do you one that a nice, clean-cut fella came to town, like you were talking about how Dad used to help people out. This clean-cut fella came into town and met Dad up at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge one day and pitched him this song. This guy's name was Willie Nelson, by the way. And Dad cut this song, and there's kind of an old story I'll tell real quick about where back in those days, I think the singers got their money quicker than the songwriters did. And Willie was kind of hurting for some money, so he came back up after Dad had cut the song, said, Faron, let me just sell you that song. I need some money. And Dad said, no, don't you sell that song to nobody. He said, you know, that song's fixing to be a hit, Willie. I just made some good money. You're going to make money. And Willie was like, no, let me just sell it to you. And Dad said, no. What do you need to get by? Willie said, well, $500. So Dad gave him $500 and said, don't sell the song to anybody. Willie got his first royalty check in. I think it was for like $30,000, $40,000. Dad said next thing he knew, he was in Tootsie's one day, and all of a sudden a hand come around him, grabbed him by the face, opened his mouth up, and Willie Nelson French kissed Faron Young right there at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. Dad said it was the best he was ever kissed by a man his entire life. And this is the song. Hello, walls. How things go for you today. Now don't you miss her? Since our darling walked away, and I'll bet you dread to spend another lonely night with me. With only walls, I'll keep you hello, window.
Hello, hello.
Well, I see that you're still here. Now, don't you miss her? Since our darling disappeared, and looky there, is that a teardrop in the corner of the paint? Now don't you try to tell me that it's rain. Well, she went away, left us all alone the way she planned. I guess we'll have to get along without her if we can. Hello, ceiling.
Hello, hello.
I'm gonna stare at you while you know I can't sleep. So won't you bear with me a while, and we must all stick together or else I'll lose my mind. I've got a feeling she'll be gone a long, long time. Yeah, I've got a feeling she'll be gone a long, long time.
Up next, Hank's daughter Jett and Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. What you won't see tonight, but what you will see when you order this country's family reunion video series. Roy Clark.
Thank God in Greyhound you're gone.
Bill Anderson.
That's what happens when two worlds collide.
Billy Walker.
Don't worry about me.
Johnny Russell.
Well, I never felt more like singing the blues.
Georgette and Jan Howard.
Good girl's gonna go bad.
Rex Allen Jr.
As I walked out in the streets of Laredo.
And many other songs by the Young'uns and the Legends. Time just does not permit us to do justice to this incredible video series. 4 videos, over 6 hours of stories and songs from the children of some true country legends. You'll hear the stories of the legends at home with their kids and stories from the legends that traveled with these stars. Humorous stories, heartrending stories, but all told by people that love them. By calling the 800 number on your screen, you can have this 4-volume video series for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling. Tonight is the first time you can order these tapes on TV. When you order all 4 tapes for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling, we will send you a 5th tape absolutely free. It contains stories and behind-the-scenes interaction not available on the other 4 videos. If you could buy these tapes individually, it would cost $99.75. But tonight, when you buy 4, you automatically receive the 5th tape absolutely free. And when you order tonight, we will include a full-color brochure that has pictures and information about the artist featured on the videos. All of this for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling. To order, call the 800 number or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now for the new Country's Family Reunion video series, The Young'uns. Call now.
You know, there's 2 of the Young'uns among us today, a little different from the others in that while they are the daughter and the son of country music legends, they were born after their fathers had passed away. Jett Williams and Harold Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. Jett, I guess all you know of your dad, Hank Williams, is the things that you've been told and the things that you've learned through a very painful process of having to go through the courts to establish your own identity, really.
Bill, I laugh and say I can't lie about my age. You know, women really don't like to talk about their weight or their age. But if I lie about my age, you could lose a lawsuit.
You told the story of your life and your struggle to establish your identity and all in a book. I can't think of the name of the book right off.
The name of the book is called Ain't Nothing as Sweet as My Baby. And my dad wrote that song, and it talks about a blue-eyed, blonde-haired little baby girl.
How did you feel when you began to suspect that you were Hank Williams' daughter?
Well, you know, I mean, that's like, it's unbelievable. Everybody wants to be wanted. And through the process that I had to go through, documents were turned over to where not only did I find out that a man by the name of Hank Williams was my daddy wanted me. And I think that that says a lot for the man Hank Williams, that he stood up for his unborn child.
There was a letter, right? That
Actually, what they refer to it is called a pre-birth custody contract, which was drawn up by his attorney, it was notarized, and it was signed by him.
saying that at a certain age he would have full custody of you, right?
That's correct.
Jett, sing us a Hank Williams song.
Oh, you betcha, but I got a little story to tell about this one. I had the honor and the privilege of doing a show with Mr. Jimmy Dickens. And it was the first time he ever met me, and Jerry Rivers, who played fiddle for my dad, says, well, Tater, what do you think about her? And he held his arms out and he goes, goosebumps. And he told me, he says, you know, Jett, let me tell you a little story about your dad. He says, we were on an airplane. And he says, you know, Tater, you need a song, and I'm going to write it for you. And so little Jimmy told me, he says, now, when Hank Williams is going to write a song, and he's going to give it to you, you sit up and pay attention. So he says, I got my pencil and paper, and your dad says, so write down, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? And he said, your dad wrote that song just like that. And he says, Tater, that song's a good one, and it's going to #1. So little Jimmy says, I went off and I sang, I practiced. He says, I ran into your dad about 2 weeks later, and he says, your dad says, Tater, you know that song I gave you? Tater says, yeah, Hank, I've been practicing it. And he says, forget it. It was too darn good. I recorded it myself. And that's the true story of the Hey Good Looking. Say, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Saying, hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod for the $2 bill. I know a spot right over the hill. There's soda pop and it's free. If you want to have fun, come along with me. Saying, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Steady company. I'm gonna throw my date book over the fence. Find me one for 5 or 10 cents. Keep it till it's covered with A's. I'm writing your name down on every page, saying, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with? How's about cooking something up with? How's about cooking something up with me?
Oh, that's great. I know from having talked to you earlier this year that the biggest thing that happened in your life over the past 12 months was making amends and friends with Hank Williams Jr. because there had been some animosity there for a while.
Well, you know, Bill, you're absolutely right, and I'm real proud to stand here tonight and say that Hank Jr. and I have made peace, and we did it on our dad's 75th birthday, and we both decided what better time for us to put our arms around each other. And, you know, as I said, not only do I think that our dad had a smile on his face, I'd like to think that maybe he had a tear in his eye, and also, too, maybe for the first time in the life or the death of Hank Williams, he may be at peace because his children are no longer fighting.
That's wonderful. It's so good to hear. You know, one of the young'uns we have really not heard much from today, sitting right back there between Robin Young and Charlie Leuven. Harold Hawkshaw Hawkins. You are known as Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr.
Junior, I am.
Okay,
Harold
so you've
Franklin
got
Hawkins.
the
I've got the
junior name.
Legitimate junior. This is a junior moment.
Well, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about you from somebody who's a big fan of yours, who was here with us on some of our other family reunion shows, a lady named Jean Shepherd. I guess you know who she is.
Yeah, I think I've met her.
Yeah. Jean Shepherd, your mama, was expecting you when your father was killed in the plane crash in 1963 with Cowboy Copas, Randy Hughes, Patsy Cline.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there
So you
with
never actually knew.
No, he
your
was
father.
killed March 5th. I was born April the 8th, 33 days later.
He had one of the most colorful nicknames, though. They used to call him the Hawk of the West Virginia Hills.
Yeah, yeah.
That always just sounded, I get goosebumps hearing a name like
Well, on all his albums, it says 11 yards of personality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to have met the guy.
Did anybody ever ride in the car with him?
I did. Worked with him.
He was known to put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, he flew.
Oh, that's where I get it there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love you so much, too.
He'd straighten out them curves up in West
Yeah,
Virginia.
well, Mom can't drive, and he put the pedal to the metal, so I got the combination of the both of them. I can't drive, and I speed all the time.
You know, it's ironic, too, Hawk, that your dad's biggest hit came about the time you were born, after...
The week after he died, it went #1, stayed #1 for 4 weeks.
And it's a country music classic written by our friend Justin Tubb. Lay a little bit of it on us.
Okay, then I can tell my Faron Young story. Had our number changed today, although I hated to. But each time the phone would ring, they'd want to speak to you. And it hurts to tell them you're not here with me. Maybe now old telephone will let me be. It's not in the book now, so you'd better write it down. Just in case your love for me should ever come around, you might want to call and break the news to me. Just call lonesome 77203. I keep the telephone beside me all the time, hoping that you might want to call and say you changed your mind. If you do, then darling, you know where I'll be. I'm at lonesome 77203. Just call lonesome 77203. Thanks, guys. Thank y'all. Appreciate that.
And then he would say, he'd lean into the microphone and he'd say, and don't say anything to your enemies that you don't want your friends to know. He used to sign off his shows at the Opry.
Is that right?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
That's something new.
Yeah, well, he said that many times. What's your Faron Young story?
Oh, like you said, I was a kid, and Faron would walk by the dressing rooms there at the Opry, and Faron was there. I guess he'd been doing the curls a little bit, and he's young Hawk, come in here. Mom grabbed me by the arm, pulled me out of Faron's dressing room, wouldn't let me go in there. I said, oh, come on, Mom. She wouldn't let me go in that dressing room for nothing.
This has been great sharing this with Dean Miller and with Robin Young and Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr., Ronnie Robbins, Jett Williams, Georgette Jones. Del, we need to leave on a happy note.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello there. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Good night, everybody. No.
Well, leave us with a song, Dale.
And leave you with this, all right? I'm gonna live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. I want to live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. I'm a wampus cat, let me grab my hat, and baby, come along with me. I want to live a lot of happy tapping, really going on the spree. I want to live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. Well, you may not approve of the things I do, but it really don't bother me. Ain't nobody gonna tie me down. I'm gonna stay footloose and fancy free. So jump back, make tracks, move out, and let the pretty girls at me. I want to live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. I want to live fast, live hard, die young, and leave a beautiful memory. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
That's all, folks.
In apartment number 9.
Hawkshaw Hawkins and Gene Shepard's son, Hawkshaw Jr.
Just call lonesome 77203.
And of course, our country's family reunion regulars. On tonight's show, we've paid tribute to the fathers and mothers of these talented youngins, and you can now own these videos. Over 6 hours of stories and songs from the legends of country music. Songs sung by the friends of the late great artist. All of this captured on this 4-volume video series. Tonight is the first time you can order these tapes on TV. When you order all 4 tapes for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling, we will send you a 5th tape absolutely free. It contains stories and behind-the-scenes interaction not available in the other 4 videos. If you could buy these tapes individually, it would cost $99.75, but tonight, when you buy 4, you automatically receive the 5th tape absolutely free. And when you order tonight, we will include a full-color brochure that has pictures and information about the artist featured on the videos. All of this for just $79.80 plus shipping and handling. To order, call the 800 number or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now for the new Country's Family Reunion video series, The Young'uns. Call now.